Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, budget uncertainty at District 65, one parent speaks out,
and Dillo Speedway will bring you to the racetrack of Dillo Day 2026.
Plus, meet the Northwestern student redefining who belongs behind the nail desk. All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news
right now. Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Callie Proctor.
And I'm Monica Sani. Northwestern's Board of Trustees announced Monday that Mung Chang will be the new university's 18th president. Chang will be the Northwestern's first Asian American president. He currently serves as president of fellow Big Ten institution Purdue University, a role he has had since January of 2023. In 2020, Chang also served as the Science and Technology Advisor to the U.S. Secretary of State, in which he initiated tech diplomacy programs. Chang will begin his presidency on July 1st.
NNN has reported on recent changes in Evanston-Skokie School District 65, with budget changes causing uncertainty. Our Victoria Ryan spoke to a D65 parent and ETHS teacher who is voicing her concerns.
Adrienne Handelman knows a thing or two about the education system.
I feel that as a teacher, I've always relied a lot on the other systems in the building for my students.
An English teacher at Evanston Township High School and parent of a District 65 middle schooler, she has felt the effects of recent budget concerns firsthand.
It was like a huge setback, I think, and it just felt like another blow and pretty shocking, to be honest, because these are very much like student-facing roles.
9 counselors were notified that their positions would be cut on April 9th, and just 4 days later, the board voted to cut only 2 of those positions and find money to keep the other 7. On April 18th, the board announced it would be removing librarian positions at Chute, Nichols, and Haven middle schools. Following community backlash, the superintendent announced on May 1st that the board will vote to reinstate the librarians, with a vote set for May 18th. The minutes from the May 18th board meeting did not show a vote took place. This all comes as D65 attempts to lower their debt. The district is in phase 3 of their structural deficit reduction plan, which has saved $20 million already. But Handelman worries that cutting these services will strain the system.
It puts more on the classroom teacher, which selfishly, honestly, it's hard to handle everything. So there's already a lot every day.
However, she still trusts that the education being provided is beneficial.
If you were looking at moving into this district, would you, and you had a kindergartner or a preschooler, would you send your kid to D65?
I think I would, because I mean, just to speak up for the teachers, I think the heart of schools is teachers, and I trust the D65 teachers. You know, I think they're doing a great job. As somebody who teaches the same students that go to D65 later on, you know, we've got a great system in place.
District 65 did not respond to NNN's requests for comment. In Evanston, Victoria Ryan, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Victoria. NNN will continue to bring you the latest D65 news as the next school year kicks off in the fall. District 65 Assistant Superintendent of Instructional Leadership, Katie Speth, announced Wednesday that she will be resigning after June 30th. Speth made this announcement in an email to district staff, expressing gratitude to have served without explaining her resignation. During the 2 years she served, Speth supervised academic department chairs and multilingual individualized education and student-specialized services. D65 has not named a successor for her role.
On Saturday, Mayfest Productions hosted the 54th Dillo Day, the largest student-run music festival in the nation. This year's theme was Dillo Speedway. NNN's Micaela Rivera Porras was there.
For the first time this year, Dillo Day featured 3 different stages with artists from all different backgrounds.
Really impressive. I don't know, we have every genre, multiple ethnicities, multiple races, really good multicultural event.
Some of the artists included Chinese American pop and EDM singer Tiffany Day, Arab and Palestinian artist Lana Lubani, and other famous names like Daya and headliner Malcolm Todd.
This year, they had more representation from what I saw in the previous years. But of course, this is something we can always work on for future years as well.
For many, Dillo Day signified more than just good music. It's also an opportunity to meet new people, take part of activities, and sample local food.
I had hang out with a lot of my friends. I have met a lot of people here, and I think it's worth it to attend it.
Dillo Day isn't limited to Northwestern undergraduate students. Wildcats could bring up to 2 guests, and the surrounding community could buy tickets too.
We were right there in the front. We were jumping, we were screaming. It was amazing. Every single song.
The festivities began at 11:30 a.m. and raced to the finish line at 10:15 p.m.
It's like everyone stops studying, stops locking in, and just like is out everywhere and like having fun with their friends and listening to good music. This is like when campus is like the most alive, I would say.
Micaela Rivera Porras, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Micaela. The music festival boasted over 10,000 attendees this year.
The morning after Dillo, the Off-Campus Life office held its annual post-Dillo cleanup of Evanston neighborhoods. NNN's Chris Kim took to the streets and has more.
Every year, Dillo Day generates a lot of excitement and trash around campus and the surrounding neighborhoods.
Yeah, I don't know that I could give you a number about how much trash is generated in that residential area. I do know that we put out garbage cans and we put out recycling bins for Dillo Day. Those get substantial use.
Now, a lot of the trash here at the Lakeville is expected to be managed, especially as Mayfest usually sends out a team every year to manage it. But in terms of all the trash in the neighborhoods, Off-Campus Life has been organizing an event every year where students get to come back the morning after to help keep the streets clean.
So we cover an area between Sherman Avenue on the east, Ridge Avenue on the west, Noyes on the north, and Emerson on the south. And that's the area where many of the parties on Dillo Day happen.
McKean offered free breakfast and a prize raffle for the 17 student volunteers before they went out to clean the streets.
I got all of these Borgs, cups, bottles, cans, packages, some flags because it was racing themed.
Third-year Hunter Backrack was involved with Boy Scouts prior to college. He says those experiences instilled a sense of responsibility for his community.
The big rule that they drilled into us, it is you leave this place cleaner than you found it. Mostly talking about nature, but that also most certainly applies to public property in general.
McCormick second-year Gustavo Rodriguez said cleaning up allows him to keep good relations with Evanston residents.
So we want to ensure that our events aren't intrusive to their well-being, and we just want to be out there to show some appreciation and gratitude for allowing this event to go as smoothly as it did.
Taking the final lap to clear the roadway. Chris Kim, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Chris. You can help keep campus and the surrounding neighborhoods clean throughout Dillo Day by picking up litter or joining Off-Campus Life next year for this event. Coming up, a student's dream come true or worst nightmare, how an extortion group hacked education platform Canvas.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. Northwestern's Council of Language Instruction is holding a variety show tonight as part of the annual Festival of Languages and Cultures.
Bonjour!
NNN's Margaret Gonzalez joins us live from Norris Center, where the show is happening shortly. Margaret?
Thanks, Callie. Students here at Norris are saying hola, bienvenidos, hello, and bonjour to different languages and communities here at the Northwestern community. Through different cultures and festivals, through games and dances, students are able to connect and create relationships with cultures that they didn't know before. Held through language departments here at Northwestern, students have been able to explore this opportunity. Back to you, Callie.
Thanks, Margaret. The Festival of Languages and Cultures continues with events throughout the rest of the week.
Canvas went dark for days. Northwestern students and faculty earlier this month didn't have access. NNN's Anika Advani speaks with NU cybersecurity experts to understand what happened.
By now, the Northwestern community has recovered after a Canvas hack that shut down the university's systems for a few days. Computer science professor and cybersecurity expert V.S. Subramanian says ransom was the root cause.
Thousands of institutions, potentially millions of students and faculty affected by the hack. Therefore, they perhaps estimated that they would get a good shot of getting ransom payments.
Shiny Hunters, an extortion group that has been active since 2019, previously breached Google and Ticketmaster. Instructure, the parent company of Canvas, said the group exploited free-for-teacher accounts to get access to user data. The hack took place during midterm season, preventing students from accessing study materials, catching them off guard.
I definitely didn't expect it, and a bit stressed as well because I had a lot of exams, a lot of assignments coming, and we couldn't use Canvas for revision resources, so it definitely impacted in that way.
This hack marks the second time Instructure has been breached. Computer science professor Yan Chen says the challenge lies with the security industry.
Really have invested heavily on how we are going to apply those AI technology to strengthen our defense in security.
The Pew Research Center estimates that 3/4 of Americans have experienced an online scam. Subramanian says there's still ways for students to protect themselves.
Be alert, stay warned, and look for messages that look suspicious, even if they appear to be coming from a fellow student or an instructor.
On May 12th, Instructure reached an agreement with Shiny Hunters in which data was returned. Anika Advani, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Anika. Instructure said in a statement that it is now working with expert vendors to do a forensic analysis.
Evanston Fire Chief Paul Polyp will retire this week on May 21st after nearly 30 years at the Evanston Fire Department. He first joined the department in 1996 and has served as chief since 2021. During his tenure, Polyp expanded emergency services by adding a third full-time ambulance and oversaw the transfer of the Lakefront Lifeguard program. City officials have not yet named a successor to lead the department.
The School of Education and Social Policy, CESP, has opened applications for their CESP Leadership Institute. Our Micaela Rivera Porras is here with all the details.
Thank you, Anika. The CESP Leadership Institute is a full quarter academic program that supports first years and sophomore or transfer students that identify as first generation and or low income by teaching them the power of their stories and multiculturalism through leadership in their own fields. Students in the program can take 2 CESP classes, Culture and Cognition and Leaders Lab. They participate in team building activities and build connections with professors, graduate students, and off-campus organizations. Community is a very big part of the program. Therefore, SLICE gives students the opportunity to do social and cultural trips around Evanston, Chicago, and a weekend retreat in Wisconsin in October. By joining SLI, students can earn academic credit, get more comfortable using Northwestern resources, and connect with the network of the SLI alumni. The program is open to students of all schools. Applications will be closing on September 1st. Back to you guys on the desk.
Thanks, Micaela. You can find more information on CESP's website at cesp.northwestern.edu.
Local artist Zach Sorkin brings music to Evanston through Sunday Jazz at the Square. NNN's Isabella Kunk tuned in to this week's performance.
Berklee School of Music graduate and Skokie native Zach Sorkin performs weekly jazz concerts in Evanston's Fountain Square. Sunday Jazz at the Square runs every week from May 17th to July 26th, from 12 to 2. Sorkin says the event has been drawing larger and more consistent crowds since last year.
I just think it's really great how a community is kind of gathered around this, like as opposed to it just being like background music. It's just nice to, have people that sit and listen for the whole thing and kind of feed into the energy that we have on the in the band.
Sorkin started playing around the square informally with friends. Downtown Evanston officially scheduled his band to play weekly 2 years ago.
Jazz is it's improvisatory music, and it's very social, very community based, and very interaction based. It's never going to be the same twice, and also, depending on who you're playing with, you could play the same song and it could sound like a different song. We're all listening and are in conversation with each other, I think, is what makes me really love jazz.
Northwestern student Brandon Harper and Jones College Prep student Zadie Ma joined Sorkin this year.
I hope that events like these get people out and about and interacting with people that they normally wouldn't be able to, and also just giving people a space to just relax and have something to do other than being inside.
Reggie Greenwood is working to bring a similar event to his hometown, Flossmoor.
Well, I think this kind of bringing life to a downtown is fantastic. Having something like this for people together is great, and the band is really good.
Jazzing up Evanston, Isabella Kunk, Northwestern News Network.
If you want to catch Sorkin, he'll play again in Fountain Square on May 24th from 12 to 2 p.m. Coming up, Northwestern actors redefine what characters look like and represent in the end-of-year production of Legally Blonde, the musical.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
After such nice weather last weekend during Dillo Day, we might be in store for some colder temperatures this week.
I know, I had a great time out on the Lakeville, and I'm hoping that sun will stick around.
Our chief meteorologist, Emmanuel Perez Martinez, is here now with a breakdown of the weather for this week. What's it looking like, Emmanuel?
We're going to go through a brief cool down this week before temperatures soar into the 80s next week. Let's take a look at our current conditions. Currently, it is 68 degrees with cloudy and breezy conditions. For the rest of the night here in Evanston, we are experiencing a cold front, so those temperatures are decreasing from the 60s into the 50s, but those cloudy conditions are sticking with us. Looking at our regional conditions, it is cloudy area-wide. It is 63 degrees in downtown Chicago, 66 at O'Hare, 69 at Midway, and Naperville it is 66, and Rockford you're a bit cooler at 61 as that cold front has passed you. On to our entire 5-day forecast, starting off on Wednesday, mainly cloudy with a high of 57. Similarly, Thursday, mainly cloudy skies with a high of 55. Friday, you're starting off your day pretty dry with a high of 55, but then it changes into a thunderstorm situation by the end of the night, so bring an umbrella with you. Those storms carry on to Saturday morning, and then by the end of the evening, those temperatures will be as high as 57 with cloudy skies. And on Sunday, cloudy skies with a high of 63.
Thanks, Emmanuel.
Evanston recently launched a free community bus program running weekly on Saturday evenings. NNN's Lucy Yao hitched a ride to see what was rolling.
That's the sound of Evanston's new free community bus pulling over to its stop on Sheridan Road. It's called Hop Around Evanston, and well, it hops around Evanston, connecting visitors with the city's various business districts.
It's an opportunity for people within Evanston to explore another ward, another part of the town that they don't go to that often.
Eldashion Nix is a program creator. His first question to riders is always, where are you going? For some, the answer is just further into campus, but others are like Weinberg sophomore Griffin Lee, who figures it out along the way.
There's a Mexican place that I was just recommended, so probably that.
Nick says the program is currently in its pilot phase, which will go on until June 20th. Hello. It runs every Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. with the goal of collecting ridership data and receiving feedback.
When people get on, she's like doing a little clicker, so I can see how many people are getting on at what stops.
So I'm currently on the Hop Around Evanston bus, where I'll be riding it for the duration of this trip. The route we took went from starting from downtown Evanston up to Northwestern campus, then Central Street, 5th Ward, Dempster and Dodge, and now we're currently on Howard making our way back up to downtown Evanston.
During my ride, many of the riders were students who mistook it for the intercampus. Multiple stops had no riders at all.
At one stop at Howard and Bell, I don't think we've had anybody get on or off over there yet.
Nix and his team hope this summer the hop around will really start hopping.
What I would love for happen is for it to start in April and run through October and just continue the way we're doing, just expand it in that way. So that's the ultimate goal.
And even now, riders like Griffin seem to keep coming back for the scenic route.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? It was great. Thumbs up.
In Evanston, Lucy Yao, Northwestern News Network.
The bus route's first stop is at the corner of Chicago and Davis. The live route can be found on the Trip Shop app or on the Evanston Chamber of Commerce website.
Next month, Northwestern's theater becomes Harvard Law as students put on a performance of Legally Blonde. NNN's Ryan Weisblum takes us inside rehearsal as performers bend and snap into action.
Student theater director Maya Shelton is bringing back an iconic production, but with a modern twist.
We're featuring our character playing Elle Woods as a black woman, and a lot of the other characters such as Emmett and Paulette and Vivian also as people of color, and kind of figuring out how to make this story feel relevant to us today.
This is Legally Blonde the Musical, a student production bringing the iconic Elle Woods to life on stage. The cast embracing the opportunity to perform in Shelton's play months in advance.
I thought it was Brooke coming through the door.
When I found out that Maya was directing Legally Blonde last year, I was like, I need to be in this production, and I really, 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 really want to be Elle Woods.
Fralin says she listens to the soundtrack often, allowing her to focus on other aspects of rehearsing for the show.
I've been able to focus a lot less on like learning the music and more on like my character and really making sure that I'm doing an honest portrayal of Elle Woods. Usually what happens is we have rehearsal for 4 hours, I go home, I call my mom, and for an hour we run lines.
For second-year Sarah Bach, an actress in the hit sci-fi show Severance, performing in Legally Blonde is a different type of challenge.
Severance was reaching a much wider audience, but it was less scary because this audience I know personally, like it's mostly Northwestern students, a lot of my peers, a lot of people that I really know and respect.
Performing in front of peers can be unnerving, but Shelton hopes the audience takes away a valuable lesson.
Viewers should take away from Legally Blonde that they don't have to be stuck in any kind of box of what people think they are or what people expect them to be, and that instead they should do what it is that they love to do.
Legally Blonde the Musical, an upcoming performance showcasing individuality and empowerment. Ryan Weisblum, Northwestern News Network.
The show takes place on June 5th and 6th in Shanley Pavilion. You can find tickets when they're released at the Eventbrite link on Instagram at legallyblonde.nu. After the break, hear how art and identity extends through the fingertips of Northwestern student nail artist Jaden Keene.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, piano!
Jaden Peen is a student nail technician in Evanston who aims to defy stereotypes. NNN's Summer Who has the story.
One thing keeps Northwestern University junior Jaden Peen coming back to nail art.
The challenge. I love to be challenged. That's what really brought me to nails and really made me enjoy the craft.
Operating out of the basement of his house, Peen started his nail business 2 years ago after seeing his girlfriend get her nails done in Chicago. From then on, Peen committed himself to the craft. Peen graduated from nail school last summer, but he says he's faced some challenges. As a straight black man in the nail industry, Peen says people have questioned his abilities in the past. That hasn't stopped him from growing his business.
And hearing the words "I won't," I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna learn how to do this. And I spent like maybe 6 hours a day on my cousin just practicing. The hardest part was believing in myself, because I, first of all, don't look like I should be doing nails. The question I get the most when I say I do nails is like, what, you're a nail tech? You're joking. Show me your work.
And the work speaks for itself. Peen runs an Instagram page for his business called Not Your Average JP, where he shows pictures of completed nail sets. Peen is also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, a historically black fraternity. Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity president Malachi Ramsey says he met Peen his freshman year.
He never settles, and he's never comfortable with settling. He always wants to reach the next level.
But Peen's favorite part of the job is talking with his clients.
And my clients inspire me every single day. I think that's my favorite part, just communicating and hearing other story. I would love to do that for the rest of my life.
Peen says his high school senior yearbook quote was "Say I won't," and when it comes to nails, he stays true to that mantra. Summer Who, Northwestern News Network.
Peen hopes to create an artificial intelligence model to help nail techs like himself learn the ropes.
Nails are some of my favorite accessories. Callie, did you just get yours done? They look nice.
Yeah, I just got mine done, but as soon as these wear off, I gotta go check them out.
Definitely. That's all the time we have for tonight on the last regular NNNR for this year. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Kasani.
And I'm Callie Proctor. Tune in June 2nd for the Chicago show. Have a good night.